and welcome to today's class. So today we'll continue from where we stopped in our last class, substitution in logarithm. Now let's take another example. If log 3 plus 2x to base 9 equals 1, find x. If log 3 plus 2x is equal to 1, find x. Now, since 3 plus 2x was not put in a bracket, meaning that the log is only for 3. Had it been 3 plus 2x was put in a bracket, the log would have been for both of them. But since 3 plus 2x wasn't put in a bracket, that means the log is only for 3. So we have here log 3 equals, we move 2x to the right hand side, it becomes 1 minus 2x and then to base 9. Now the next task is to change the log or logarithm to indices. How do we change logarithm to indices? To change logarithm to indices, raise the base to the power of what you have in the right hand side, then equal it to the argument. To change logarithm to indices, simply raise the base to power what you have in the right hand side and then equal to the argument. So the base is 9. What do we have in the right hand side? We have 1 minus 2x and then equal it to the argument, which is 3. Now since we have 3 here, convert 9 to base 3. We have 3 raised to power 2, open bracket, 1 minus 2x, close bracket, equal to 3 raised to power 1. 3 raised to power 1 is the same thing as 3. Now, 3 raised to power 2 means 3 multiply itself 2 times will give us 9. And then we have the power here. Since the bases are the same, simply equate the powers. So we have here 2, open bracket, 1 minus 2x equals 1. The power here in the left hand side is 2, open bracket, 1 minus 2x, close bracket, and the power in the right hand side is 1. So we've equated the powers. Now the next task is to open bracket. So we open bracket. If you open up the bracket, we would have 2 minus 4x equals 1. Why? Because 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. 2 multiplied by negative 2x is negative 4x and then equal to 1. Now let's move 2 to the right hand side. It becomes negative 4x equals negative 2. Now the next task is to divide 2 by negative 4 in order to make x the subject formula. So it becomes negative 4x divided by negative 4 equals negative 2 divided by negative 4. Therefore, x equals 1 all over 2. Now let's look at the third question. If log x raised to power 2 to base 3 plus 2 log open bracket x minus 1 to base 3 equals 1, find the value of x. If log x raised to power 2 to base 3 plus 2 log x minus 1 to base 3 equals 1. Find the value of x. Now the first task is to open up the bracket. We have a bracket here. So if we open up the bracket, we would have log x raised to the power 2 to base 3 plus 2 log x raised x to base 3 minus 2 log 1 to base 3 equals 1. Why do we have this? We have here 2 log to base 3 multiplied by x and then minus 2 log to base 3 multiplied by negative 1. That's why we have 2 log x to base 3 minus 2 log 1 to base 3. Now notice, logarithm of 1 equals 0. We treated this in our first class on the introduction to logarithm. Logarithm of or log of 1 equals 0. Log of 1 equals 0. So we have here log x raised to power 2 to base 3 plus 2 log x to base 3 minus 0 equals 1. Here we have something similar to index logarithm law. If we simplify this, we would have log x raised to power 2 to base 3 plus log x raised to power 2 to base 3. We also treated this in our first class on introduction to logarithm. Now the next task is to apply the addition law of logarithm. If we apply the addition law of logarithm here, we would have log x raised to power 4 to base 3 equals 1. Now the next task is to change the logarithm or log to indices. In order to change logarithm to indices, simply raise the base to power what you have in the right hand side and then equate it to the argument. Simply raise the base to power what you have in the right hand side and then equate it to the argument. So it becomes 3 raised to power 1 equals x raised to power 4. 3 is the base raised to power what we have in the right hand side, which is 1, and then equate it to the argument, which is x raised to power 4. So we have here x raised to power 4 equals 3. Now x becomes the fourth root of 3. Now let's take the final example. Given that log 3 equals 0.4771, solve this. Now the first task is to change this to index form. And if we change this to index form, it will become log open bracket 0.3 raised to power 1 all over 3. Now the next task is to apply the index logarithm law. And if we apply the index logarithm law, we would have 1 all over 3 multiplied by log open bracket 0.3 close bracket, which becomes 1 all over 3 log open bracket 0.3 is the same thing as 3 divided by 10 close bracket. Here, we will apply the subtraction law of logarithm, which gives us 1 all over 3, open brackets, log 3 minus log 10. In order to have a better understanding on the laws of logarithm, simply watch our video on the introduction to logarithm. So if we continue, we would have 1 all over 3, open bracket, log 3 was given in the question. So we substitute the value. We have here 0.4771 minus log 10 is 1. Log 10 is 1. We treated this in our first video on the introduction to logarithm. So we have here 1 all over 3, open bracket, 0.4771 minus 1 is negative 0.5229, close bracket. So 1 over 3 multiplied by negative 0.5229 equals negative 0.1743. So this is our final answer.